Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast, Pumpkin Patch Festival edition. Today we are with Jan Van Horn. She is with Camp Fontenelle Corn Maze. I'm kind of looking forward to this because this seems like it's a project of many hands. So Jane, thanks for joining us, number one, and give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up, and talk a little bit about your family.
Okay, well, I actually are personally, for me, I grew up in the area. The camp where I work, we've been around since 1959. And then in 2007, we decided to open a corn maze and pumpkin patch to help fund our church ministry.
Very
So,
cool.
so what we did is that we started the Camp Fontenelle Pumpkin Patch and Corn Maze, and we run it for 6 weeks in the fall to help raise money to help support our summer camping ministry. And
Very
we were actually, I can't specifically 100% tell you, but I think we were actually the very first corn maze in eastern Nebraska, and maybe the first in the whole state. So we're really excited for that.
All right, very good, very good. Well, let's jump into the corn maze and the pumpkin patch. When people get on site, what are they going to see?
Well, they're going to see everything that our camp has to offer. Number one, so last year we renamed our corn maze, and it is now called Split Oak Hollow. And the reason it's called Split Oak Hollow is because we have a split oak tree on our property that was a seedling in 1846. And so the area where our camp is located is very historically black. And so we that historic area. Walking is corn. Our late season, so you'll see our corn maze, and you'll be able to see all of our old oak trees. And we have two huge jumping pillows that are right at our entrance. And along with that area, we have moved our animals, and so our bunnies and goats are going to be right at the entrance area. And so we have 183 acres. And so we have a very big area where we can have a lot of people there, and you would never guess it. So,
well, there you go. Okay, so when they get to the farm, what are they going to do? What activities do you have?
We have a zip line, and we were actually one of the very first areas that had a zip line, but now everybody has a zip line. And so, but we have what is called a platform release, but a ground landing. So they're going to take off from a platform, but they're going to have a ground landing, and they zip line over a ravine, and then they end up zipping back. And so it's where they take off is where they land in the end. So we have that. We have a rock wall that you can climb.
All right.
We have a fort called Fort Jones, and it was actually an Eagle Scout project, and it is like 50 foot by 60 foot, and it's a 2-story fort that people can go in, and there's a fire ring that's there, but they can go in and kind of think about what it was like those pioneer days when there might have been a fort to protect you. So there's a lot of opportunity for play in there. And there's a mini rock wall for little kids to climb on. We have human foosball. I mean, who doesn't love a foosball table? So what we did is that we had a Girl Scout Gold Award project that is huge. It's so instead of having the little people that you flip around on a regular foosball table, people stand in those positions, and so they move with the soccer ball and try to do the goals. So we have human foosball that people can play with. We have a giant slide. We have a roller slide. I mean, there's just so much to do out at the camp.
You win. Like, you just win. You win. All these activities sound amazing. Some of them I've never even heard of, and we've done a lot of these interviews, so that is kudos to you. Jane, talk about your mission in this.
So we are a church camp, and so our job is to help bring people to Christ. But on top of that, because we have people that are non-church that come to our camp, we're here to bring to develop leaders in the community. We want people to understand that you can be a good person, and you can give to your community, because what you give to the community makes the community a better place to live. And so we teach kids about love and about being respectful and about developing their own skills so they feel comfortable within themselves, and develop those skills that allow them to move on in life and try to live in this crazy world. And so our mission is actually providing an intentional Christian community. And for those people who aren't Christian, it's all about being nice, and it's all about taking care of people. And we've done a really good job of trying to make sure that we are an affordable place for families to come, for friends to come and spend the day and not actually have to spend their savings to have a good time.
No, I love that. I love that. Perfect. Perfectly said. What's your favorite part of it?
Actually, my favorite is the zip line. Our zip line has been around since 2013. So I've been zipping people since 2013, and it really is my favorite thing to do. But as someone who kind of has to be out there to help people, I generally, for the corn maze season, I don't work the zip line. But yeah, that's my favorite.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So we talked a little bit about just life in general and the things that you offer. What other activities through the year do you have there, or during that time? Are people going to hear music? Are they going to have, is the place rentable? Do you rent out your facility? Those kind of things.
We do. And we play music throughout the whole day. You know, we find good corn maze music. Our theme this year is the Nifty 50s. And so we actually may have a lot of 50s rock going on at the time, because our corn maze design has a diner in it. It has a jukebox in it. It has, you know, the soda that has the two straws sticking out it, so you can think about going to a soda shop with your sweetie and you know, sharing a soda. So we're excited about the music for that perspective. We do rent out. We have a brand new facility that has 80 and today in overnight rentals for a rental facility. And we just moved in January. So, I mean, it's brand new, over 10,000 square feet. And we do have an elevator in it. We wanted to make sure that both floors were accessible to even people with mobile needs.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Listen, two fun questions. Okay. And these are just my personal questions for you. And because I'm in live music and live entertainment, I always ask these, and I like to survey. So, Jane, what's the best concert you've ever seen your entire life?
Oh, I have to say it was Billy Joel, Elton John over in Ames, Iowa. Gosh, back in the early 90s.
Well, that's about as good as you can get. Okay, so let me ask you a different question. Dead or alive, you could bring any one musical act to the farm, knowing that you're just going to bring a ton of people onto your campus, and with that, a ton of donors and a ton of offerings and sponsorships. Who you bringing?
Well, you know, we are in the country, and so I have to think that, you know, maybe like Garth Brooks would be a really good draw for us. Or if we wanted to go on the rock and roll, and, you know, maybe a band from the 70s or 80s. And I mean, because that would be my era, you know, so like Aerosmith or a band like that would be great.
Fantastic. Absolutely, it would.
I know that Taylor Swift is like bringing in the money right now, and so maybe having Taylor Swift come out would just, you know, be kudos for us.
You're not going to go wrong with any of those for sure, for sure. Jane, how do people find out more about what you guys are doing there?
Well, we have two websites. So the Corn Maze website is called splitoakhollow.org. And then our general camp website is campfontenelle.com.
Okay.
And we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, so all of those things, you can find us there as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being on with us today, Jane.
Oh, well, thank you for asking.
You bet.